Investment bankers earning $250,000 a year often have smaller retirement accounts than school administrators earning $95,000. Not because they spend more on luxuries, because of what happens in the 48 hours after bonus money hits their account. This is not about discipline or financial literacy. This is about a structural mismatch between how money arrives and how wealth is built. The problem affects commissioned salespeople, freelancers, contractors, real estate agents, anyone whose income varies. A Fidelity study from 2019 found that employees with more than 30% variable compensation saved 2.7% less of total income for retirement than fixed salary peers earning 15% less total compensation. Consider two bank accounts. Same total annual deposits. One receives $7,500 monthly like clockwork. One receives $5,000 monthly plus $30,000 twice a year. 10 years later, one account has 40% more wealth despite identical income. The difference is not what people do with money. The difference is what money does to people. The human brain and the financial system both treat irregular money as categorically different from regular money, and both punish it in ways that compound over decades. Meet Sarah, a composite character based on patterns documented across millions of workers. Marketing director, $110,000 base, plus 30% annual bonus averaging $33,000. Total compensation $143,000 per year. Her college roommate Jessica is an operations manager with a straight $128,000 salary. After 12 years in their careers, Jessica has $340,000 in retirement accounts. Sarah has $180,000. Sarah earned $180,000 more over that period. Where did that $180,000 go? Not to fancy cars or vacations. It vanished through a systematic wealth destruction process that neither Sarah nor her financial advisor ever identified. Research from the National Bureau of Economic Research shows workers receiving irregular bonus payments spend 35 to 50% of bonus money within 60 days, but only 15 to 20% of equivalent regular salary increases. The money is not saved at a lower rate. It is spent at a higher rate despite identical total income. The human brain categorizes money by how it arrives, not by amount. Behavioral economics calls this mental accounting. We create separate psychological buckets for different money sources. Regular salary equals necessity money. Bills, groceries, recurring costs, bonus or commission equals reward money. It feels earned separately. It triggers a celebration response. This categorization happens unconsciously within 24 hours of bonus notification. Watch the wealth destruction sequence unfold. Bonus announced 4 to 6 weeks before payment. Brain begins planning bonus spending. Kitchen remodel, vacation, new couch. Decisions feel justified because regular money is still handling necessities. Bonus arrives. 40 to 60% spent within 45 days on purchases that were explicitly delayed until bonus time. Remaining money absorbed into general spending or sits in low-interest or no-interest checking accounts. Here is the critical insight. If that same $33,000 had arrived as a $2,750 monthly raise, 80% would have automatically flowed to wealth building. Higher 401k contributions, after-tax investment accounts, mortgage principal, but because it arrived as a lump sum, the brain's special money categorization triggered spending permission. University of Chicago research on tax refunds, another form of lump sum income, found they are spent at 3 times the rate of equivalent monthly income. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports 68% of workers who receive annual bonuses report planning a purchase around the bonus, pre-commitment to spending before money arrives. Brain imaging studies show different neural pathways activating for regular paycheck versus bonus notification. The bonus activates reward centers similar to gambling wins. This is not a character flaw. This is human neurology responding to environmental stimulus. Now consider the retirement contribution timing failure. The 401k system is designed around steady, predictable income. Variable income creates systematic undercontribution. Sarah contributes 8% of her $110,000 base, which equals $8,800 per year. When her $33,000 bonus hits, she thinks she should put some in retirement. She makes a one-time $5,000 contribution. Total retirement contribution $13,800, which is 9.6% of $143,000 total compensation. Compared to Jessica, 11% of $128,000 salary equals $14,080 per year. It happens automatically every paycheck. She never feels the contribution because it is invisible, but the problem is worse than it looks. Sarah's $33,000 bonus often arrives in March after year-end performance reviews. By the time she decides to contribute $5,000, she has already missed January employer match on that money, February employer match on that money, and 2 or more months of market exposure. The real kicker is employer match timing. Many companies match only on salary deferrals, not on after-tax contributions. Sarah's bonus contribution gets 0 match. Jessica's steady contributions get 50% match on the full amount. Over 12 years with 7% average returns, Sarah's actual contributions total $165,600. Jessica's actual contributions total $168,960. But Jessica's account has $340,000 versus Sarah's $180,000. The difference is consistent employer matching, consistent market exposure timing, and 0 bonus money spending leakage. Vanguard Retirement Plan Access Study shows participants with more than 25% variable compensation have 401k balances 28% smaller than peers, with equivalent total compensation and identical contribution percentages, primarily due to timing and matching inefficiencies. Every major financial system, mortgages, loans, credit limits, even retirement plan designs is optimized for predictable income. Variable income is treated as risky, unreliable, and discounted accordingly. Mortgage qualification provides the clearest example. Jessica applies for a mortgage with $128,000 salary. Lenders use 100% of income for qualification. Sarah applies with $110,000 plus $33,000 average bonus. Lenders use $110,000 plus 50 to 75% of 2-year average bonus. Sarah's usable income for mortgage purposes is approximately $134,000, despite earning $143,000. She qualifies for 5 to 7% less house despite earning 12% more. Lenders charge 0.125 to 0.25% higher rates on mortgages for self-employed or highly variable income borrowers, even with larger down payments. Over 30 years on a $500,000 mortgage, that is $22,000 to $45,000 in extra interest. Federal Reserve Bank research shows self-employed individuals, the ultimate variable income earners, pay an average of 0.4% more on mortgages and are rejected for loans at twice the rate of W-2 employees with identical credit scores and net worth. With unpredictable income, people wait for certainty before making financial decisions. But wealth building requires action during uncertainty. It manifests as procrastination disguised as prudence. I will max out my IRA when my bonus comes, then bonus is smaller than expected and nothing happens. I will refinance when I get my commission check, but rates rise while waiting. I will invest heavily after Q4 bonuses, missing 9 months of market exposure. Mathematically, $143,000 earned irregularly should produce identical wealth as $143,000 earned steadily. But human decision-making does not average. It responds to what is in the account right now. When checking account shows $3,200, people do not think I earn $143,000 per year. They think I have $3,200. Decisions follow the visible number, not the annual average. Return to Sarah, now age 42. She earned $1,940,000 over 15 years in her career. Jessica earned $1,790,000. Sarah earned $150,000 more. But Sarah's net worth is $385,000 in home equity plus retirement. Jessica's net worth is $670,000. What Sarah lost was not fancy purchases. She drives a 2018 Honda. She vacations modestly. She does not have credit card debt. What actually happened was the kitchen remodel that made sense because bonus money, $28,000 that could be $67,000 in retirement by age 67. The celebration dinners after every bonus averaged $400 per quarter, seems tiny, compounds to $43,000 lost by retirement. The money always sitting in checking because she might need flexibility. $15,000 average checking balance, earning 0.1% instead of invested earning 8%. The missing employer match every single year because bonus contributions do not qualify. The mortgage at 6.8% instead of 6.5% because of income structure. The delayed retirement contributions each January through March while waiting for bonus clarity. Sarah did everything right according to conventional advice. She saved, she avoided debt, she lived below her means. But the structure of her income invisibly destroyed 30 to 40% of her wealth-building potential. She will work 4 to 6 years longer than Jessica, not because she was less disciplined, because the financial system and human psychology formed a perfect storm. At age 67, same careers, same life choices, Jessica retires with $2.1 million while Sarah has $1.3 million. The $150,000 extra Sarah earned turned into an $800,000 retirement deficit. Here is the single most important insight. The financial system is not neutral. It rewards predictability more than it rewards total income. A predictable $100,000 is worth more than an unpredictable $120,000. Not because the money is different, but because every wealth-building tool we have is designed around knowing exactly what is coming next month. Bonuses are not extra money. They are compressed salary that triggers different brain chemistry and faces systemic discrimination. The bonus structure itself is the problem, not the person receiving it. 40 million Americans receive more than 20% of income from variable sources. They are collectively losing trillions in potential wealth, not through bad choices, but through structural mismatch. Wealth-building infrastructure is a machine optimized for steady income flow. Variable income trying to fit produces massive friction losses at every point of contact. If you receive variable income, create false predictability. Open a separate account titled Income Normalization Account. When bonus hits, immediately transfer to this account. Set up automatic monthly transfers from this account to checking, 1/12 of expected annual bonus. Now your brain sees steady income. Mental accounting shifts from windfall to regular. University of Pennsylvania study shows people who implement this save 45% more of bonus income. Automate before you know. Set 401k contributions at percentage of total expected compensation, not just base. If you expect $143,000 total, contribute 12%, which equals $17,160 per year. On $110,000 base, that is 15.6%. Yes, it hurts monthly. When bonus hits, you have already saved appropriately. No decision-making required in the danger zone. Pre-commit all variable income. Before bonus is announced, write down destination for 100% of it. 50% to retirement, catch-up Roth IRA, after-tax 401k, 30% to after-tax investment account, 20% to specific goal, home repair fund, vacation fund. When money arrives, it is already spent, just to wealth, not to consumption. Fight the mortgage discount. Show 3 years of tax returns proving bonus consistency. Get CPA letter stating expected variable compensation. Consider larger down payment to offset lender risk perception. Refinance once you have 2 or more years at new company proving income stability. Track total compensation, not base. Every financial decision should use your 3-year average total compensation. Your budget is not based on base salary. It is based on $143,000. Stop thinking of bonus as extra. It is not extra. It is part of your income that arrives on a different schedule. What should change structurally? 401k plans should allow bonus catch-up contributions with match within 60 days of receipt. Mortgage qualification should use 3-year average, not discounted projections. Financial advisors should be trained in income normalization techniques for variable earners. Bonus money flowing through a holding account system into steady wealth building produces 2.5 times more wealth after 30 years than traditional direct deposit approaches. Every financial system is designed by someone, for someone. Ours was designed in the 1950s for factory workers and office employees with steady paychecks. If your income does not fit that mold, you are not broken. The system is simply optimized for someone else. Wealth is not about earning more. It is about understanding which game you are actually playing and building your strategy around the rules that actually exist, not the ones you wish were there. The investment bankers with smaller retirement accounts than school administrators were not spending foolishly. They were playing a wealth-building game with predictability rules using volatility pieces. You cannot win that way, but once you see the game clearly, you can change how you play it. The structure of your income matters more than the amount. Design accordingly.